is a bare minimum you should know, you should understand if you are going to call yourself software developer. There are tools that allow you to create websites, that allow you to create mobile applications and all types of desktop, mobile and web software that you could dive into them, and you could dive a little bit into them, and you will be able with drag and drop and other shiny tools to produce something useful for the end user. But you could not call yourself software developer. This is marketer. This is business analytics, business analyzer. So you are actually very smart that you are using these tools without diving too much into the technical detail, because the money is actually psychological idea, and if you spend less time creating something and more time actually reaching the people and receiving money, you are actually very smart, but you are not technically a software developer. So the bare minimum you should know is how the computer works. So there is memory that is dependent from electrical power, that is the ROM. The memory that is independent. So the ROM is independent from electrical power. The RAM memory is dependent from electrical power. So when you turn off your computer, there is nothing in the RAM. It loads the operating system and all the stuff from the ROM. And there is the CPU. This is the calculator that does actually all the job. This is the hertz, megahertz and the gigahertz. This is the calculator that does the mathematical operations that, thanks to the advancements of modeling different aspects of the real world into mathematics and into software modules and layers, allow you a machine to play videos, audio, and do a lot of stuff that is visual and even vocal with the latest technologies that do stuff with audio. So the bare minimum is to know that there is the calculator, the CPU, and the memory that is dependent from the electricity, the RAM, and the ROM. So this is one of the main things of how computers work. Next, there is the BIOS system that is the that is started first, that is before the popular operating system. So there was recently, in the recent years, a bug that has affected all computers, because it is the BIOS, the system, the producers of the chips actually produce some ship their chips with software. So they allow instructions of how the chips work, and sometimes they are not updatable, or they are updatable a little bit harder than the modern operating system. So this is a lower layer operating system, and the above layer operating system is the system, Windows, Mac OS, Android, Linux. So something that you should know as a programmer are the types of applications you should know. Command line applications. These are text-only applications. Graphical applications. So there are old style of graphical applications that are packaged in Windows, that are actually probably 30 or 40 years old. So next are, after command line, graphical, and there are web applications that are running inside a browser. So next type are graphical applications, but that are running inside mobile devices. So their graphical part is a little bit specialized because there are so many different types of operating systems. So Android has its own graphical user interface components, so iOS has their own, and the other operating system providers that are not so popular, not so successful, also have their own components, and the presence of so much variations is something that is helping have the option, making an option the cross-browser or hybrid approaches to programming a thing, because of these so many native graphical layers that different platform providers give. So there is another type of applications that are vocal. These types of applications, like the Alexa, like the Google Assistant, like Cortana, are actually their main functionality is actually a microphone with an internet. It could be part of your laptop, or it could be a totally separate device that has only that. So they are actually the cloud. So all the processing of the voice is on the clouds of Amazon, Google, or Microsoft. So you should know that all these types of applications are actually not running inside your device, and your device is just the vocally front-end part of the application, but the application actually runs. In most of the cases, there are a few, but in not so popular cases, where the vocal processing is done on the device, on the local device, but the most of the cases the audio processing is done in the cloud. So this is one of the coolest, latest types of applications after console, graphical, internet applications in the browser, and mobile applications, and hybrid applications, and voice applications, and there are probably more, but these are ones that I have focused and I am noticing around the internet.